Guys, we are here live from the Big Apple, man. We about to do it live tonight. Looking forward to the interlude, looking forward to the show. And I just want to take the time to say, man, the world is yours. You don't, or you no longer have to be uh, a slave to your past. You don't have to be a slave to negative thinking. The world is the oyster and it's yours. And so the whole purpose of this whole tour, guys, we started this journey last year with the filming of the movie Frustrated 3 with Al Grease and myself, Dr. Ron Neal, El Guapo, Chris Strongheart, some of the BMO guys. We started this journey last year. And so now, guys, we're in the Big Apple, looking forward to the interlude with Al Grease on tonight. But the question remains, guys, are you ready to be degrees? As I told you guys in the past, there are 7 steps that a man must go through in order to be optimized. And remodifying your mind, knowing what your worth is, not living your life with limitations is necessary to becoming the better version of yourself. That's been my war cry for years. And as you guys can see, when you continue to grind, when you grind, keep your nose to the millstone, you can reap the benefits of life and success. And so this is a very nice spot up here in the Big Apple. You see how we do it Leo style. It ain't got that Leo swag to it. We ain't gonna do it. But I'm doing this, guys, because I want to see you men win. I want to see you men win. When I talk about male empowerment, I don't talk about male empowerment for the sake of talking about male empowerment, but I talk about male empowerment because I want to see you guys get the best outcomes possible. Remember, your time on this earth is limited. You don't know when your time on this earth is going to expire. And as you begin to excel and more or less rise to the pinnacle of your success as men, there are going to be detractors. They're going to try to stop you from reaching your full potential, and they're going to try to stop you from living your life on your own terms. If you put in the work, if you've done the work, if you focused on yourself, if you live your life to the point that you can say, I'm proud of myself, don't be ashamed or don't let other people try to shame you into silence because of what you do with your money, your mind, your choice, and all of those things. And that's why we call it the degreasing series. I took Al Grease as a filmmaker and I said, what can I say with Al Grease, and using Al Grease talking points as a way to address it in the clinical world. So I came up with the word degreeze because degreeze is synonymous to what we call a degreaser. A degreaser is used to clear stains or clear dirt. And so many times in living in America, guys, you guys have had the stain of matriarchal thinking on your mind to the point when you do make decisions, you feel shame. You feel like you got to answer to other people, and you continue to be a slave in your own head. Shout out to XL Pro. Shout out to that brother. Shout out to Philip. Hold tight. Shout out to all the brothers that are in, man. So we're going to be doing it big tonight, guys. We're going to be doing it big tonight. Times Square, we're going to be doing it big tonight. I'm looking forward to the conversation with Al Grease. Looking forward to the conversation with El Guapo of Beautiful Lives. It started as a journey. I met some wonderful men on this journey to male empowerment. Philip, so this is going to be a private viewing, but you guys can get the Degrees movie Frustrated 3 on Venmo for $15.99. Frustrated 1 and 2 are already out, but you can get part 3 on Venmo. I'll talk to Grease on tonight. It's going to be an epic movie, an epic show. It's all about the first critical steps to male empowerment, degreasing your mind, living your life on your own terms, free of the stress. And that's why I'm here tonight or today in the Big Apple. I'm chopping up with some of the homies. First time in Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx. I don't know where I'm at, but as you guys can see it, we're in Brooklyn, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, New York. And, it was a good trip, good flight. And I'm enjoying it a little bit thus far. So I'm going to get out, check out the scenery, check out the weather, check out the people. And just, let you men know that the world is yours. You don't have to be a slave of your past. You don't have to be a slave of matriarchal thinking. You can live your life on your own terms. And when you live your life on your own terms, as it is one of the first rights to self-determination, then no longer will you become a slave. As I said, if you've done the work, this is what you men can get. I'm no better than none of you guys. But if you've done the work, you can have you a nice flat. You can go travel abroad, get you a nice place to live. Some of my brothers shot the Top Gun. And just more or less setting your standards high for yourself, man. When it comes down to relationship, you set your standards high. When it comes down to respect and boundaries, you set your standards high. The more you do that consistently, the more you degrease your mind, you will no longer continue to be a slave of your own thinking. That's why you have to degrease yourself. And part of that degrees is similar to why men are frustrated. And that's why I'm so honored to have been in the production with Al Grease. And so, degreasing is thought modification, meaning you have to change how you think about thinking. Mr. Palmer said you have to change the law in your mind. It's the most perfect quote that anybody can say in these modern times. Changing the law of your mind takes a lot of self-introspection. It takes you looking at yourself and saying, what am I doing that's causing me to get the outcomes that I'm getting? If you can answer those questions succinctly, if you do the work, if you jot down notes, if you eradicate being in denial, then you will slowly but surely begin to get the outcomes that you want. This journey of success has been a long journey for me. And that's why I tell you guys, who's that? Traveling man. It's, I don't know. I think it might be Manhattan. I don't know for sure, but I know I'm in New York. I'll figure it out. I know it's in the central part. So, but as I said before, guys, if you continue to do the work, man, everything that you want is yours, man. And once again, you don't have to worry about what other people say or think. They're going to be detractors. They're going to be people lying on you. They're going to be people saying that you are lames. But you know what your worth is. You know how much work that you've done as men. And so if you've done the work, you put in the time, you save your money up, you invest it in yourself, you use your younger years to build who you are as now, don't settle for anything less. Don't settle for anything less. Anything less is mediocrity, guys. And as you guys can see, let me walk around a little bit. As you guys can see, we here live, man. We're here live. First time in NY. As you guys can see, the history in New York. A lot of culture here. Very expensive to say the least. But this is just a little tour. A little tour of the joint. As you guys can see, very plush, upscale. Got a nice swag to it. Nice swag, You guys see it. My homie, he told me about it. You guys see it. My homie told me about it. So shout out to him. We're going to be chopping up at some point later on today. And like I said, man, the world is yours, man. The world is yours. Free of shame, free of distress. And just smiling, man. Life is fleeting, man. Tomorrow's not promised to no man. And so I dare you to stand to your critics and tell them, I'm going to live my life on my own terms. You're not going to shame me into doing what's best for me, especially if I put in the work. If you put the work in, if you've applied yourself, don't let your critics try to shame you. On your journey to success, there are going to be many detractors. Some of your family is going to try to stop you from being degreased. Some of your loved ones, like X, is going to try to stop you from being degreased. Some of the so-called men in your circle, they're going to try to stop you from being degreased. But once you set standards, once you set values for your life, those people cannot stop your mission because now you've been degreased. You've changed or modified the thoughts in your mind, and you're not going to let them stop you from being the best version of yourself. And so that's what the right to self-determination is. It's the right to live your life on your own terms. But you have to do the work. You have to do the thought modification. If you do it on a consistent basis, not only will you see the results, but you'll start shining brightly. And all the naysayers, the only thing that they can do, they can just sit back and look at you and just hate on you because you've already put in the work. Now watch this. If you have not done the work, then you can't get mad at somebody that's doing the work. But you got to do the work like I had to do the work. It's taken years for me to get where I'm at now. But once again, guys, this can be yours if you're willing to do the work. You guys see that rich 4K quality, man, that rich 4K quality. You guys seen the Brooklyn Knights, the folks in New York getting it in, man. I can't stand heights, man. All these heights makes me dizzy, man. I cannot stand heights. I hate heights, man. But as tall as I am, I hate heights. But you guys are seeing it, man. Live in New York. You guys are seeing it, man. So you put in the work. If you study hard, you went to school. Don't settle for mediocrity. If you're a blue-collar worker, if you're a truck driver, if you're a plumber, if you put in the work, don't settle for mediocrity. The women in your life, make them earn the right to be in your life. Make them earn the right to be in your life. Because see, you have inherent value and also you have inherent worth. That's why I'm so excited about this project that DEGREEZE is doing. Frustrated One was a very powerful movie. It didn't get the critical acclaim that it should have gotten because of, for whatever reason, because of biases. Frustrated 2 was talking about paternity fraud, but Frustrated 3 is going to be talking about relationship dynamics. So we're going to be looking at the live premiere tonight in NY. The actual movie will be dropping soon on Venmo. I will be in that movie, along with some of the other brothers, Dr. Ron Neal, Chris Strongheart, the Young Crab, El Guapo, A Beautiful Lies, and some of the guys from BMO, they're going to be in it as well. And they're going to be telling their story about why they are frustrated and that you don't have to be frustrated anymore. But you might say, coach and clinician, how can I stop being frustrated? Well, simple. The first thing you got to do is set values, set boundaries, have values. What are your values? If you don't have values, then you won't have boundaries in your relationship. So you got to ask yourself the question, what do I value in order to degrease myself of the toxicity here in America? So what do you value? And what you do, you got to start writing down the list, because the gospel said, write the vision, make it plain. So once you determine what you value, then you will start to set boundaries for yourself, and you'll set boundaries for your life. Once you set boundaries for yourself and boundaries for your life, then you'll start taking your life on a total high trajectory. And the things that you did allow in the past, you will no longer allow. But see, something that's going to happen as you go through your metamorphosis and your transformation. The people that were in your circle, they're going to start falling off, because see, now you're taking on the metamorphosis of an eagle. Eagles live their lives on their own terms. Eagles ascend and assail high. So once you start living your life as an eagle, you're going to leave the dodo birds here in the valley. They're going to be terrestrial creatures. You're going to leave the dodo birds here in the valley. And you're going to start ascending to the highest heights of what life can offer you and give you. But once again, guys, it takes discipline, and it also takes degreasing yourself of the toxicity, of the stains, of the negative thinking, the thinking errors. They have more or less permeated the minds of many men here in the West. Once you can do that successfully, once you can do that consistently, no longer will you become a saboteur of your own ignorance. No longer will you become a slave of your own mind. That's why I call it the term DEGREEZE. I created that concept, DEGREEZE, off of DEGREEZE because men were frustrated. And degreasing means to take away the fat or the toxicity or the stain that has been imprinted in your mind. And so once you become degreased, as that's one of the parts of my series with the coach and clinician, then you're going to start looking different. You're going to start acting different. You're going to start thinking different. You're going to start demanding different. And you will no longer settle for mediocrity, whether it be with women, whether it be with the nicer things in life. You're going to start expecting more from people. And one or two things going to happen as you begin to excel as men. They're going to more or less either live up to the manner of your expectation, they're going to meet you where you're at, or you're going to leave them behind. And if you leave them behind, it's okay, because there's an old saying that says, to thy own self be true. That's what Shakespeare said. Shakespeare said, to thine own self be true. So the question that remains on you guys on today, are you true to yourself? Are you still living in a state of mediocrity? Are you going through an existentialist crisis, which basically means is this: I realize that throughout the tenure of time I've existed, but I have not lived. So are you ready to live? Are you ready to more or less deny the naysayers? Are you ready to change the law in your mind? Are you ready to confront those schemers they have more or less impacting you? Are you ready to take those maladaptive schemas and turn those maladaptive schemas into positive schemas and start seeing life for what it really is? Life is beautiful, man. There are billions of women on this planet for the single brothers. Billions of women on this planet that will love you, that will honor you, that will respect you, and they will not have a condition called relationship inflation where you got to keep giving them and giving them and giving them, and they're not giving you anything in return. Shout out to Gail Nelson. Gail Nelson, beautiful young lady. She hails from Guyana. Shout out to her and her husband. And she talked about how, living in Guyana is totally different. They love their men, they respect their men because they have no other choice. But see, here in America, men are just seen as commodities. And see, when you don't set clear boundaries or clear parameters in the relationship, you will get used and discarded like a rag. Some call it this disposable male syndrome. I call it the commodification of subjugation, which basically means that you're just a commodity to be used for her solipsistic needs whenever she wants something, but she's not giving you anything, once again, in return. So the question remains, are you ready to be degreased? Are you ready to set clear and consistent parameters in your life? Are you ready to challenge the naysayers? Are you ready to challenge the nation? Shout out to all the brothers in the chat. Tim Howard was a soldier. Top Gun is a soldier. Shout out to Linda in Joy, New York, brother. I love it. Thank you, sweetie. Shout out to my dear friend Linda. Hold tight. Shout out to don't like the heights. Yeah, man, I don't like them heights, man. When I be singing them heights, man, give me a headache, man. I be getting dizzy, man. Shout out to Gail once again. Top Gun. Philip Williams. Shout out to Phil. And yeah, man, that's what it's all about, man. It's all about living your life. XL Pro, shout out that brother, always showing love. It's about living your life on your own terms. And I'm telling you, man, when you get that passport is like freedom papers, man. Because now you're beginning to get outside of matriarchal or gynocentric thinking. And now you're beginning to go into what's called an entry point where the women are traditional by and large. They're not perfect abroad because, as I told you guys earlier, you got to understand female nature and female behavior. You got to have high level game in America. When you travel abroad, you don't need game, but you do need to have a basic understanding how women operate, how women think. Because if you don't have the proper or adequate social skills in America, then you're going to get fleeced in other countries as well. So you have to change the law in your mind. Once again, shout out to Mr. Palmer. You have to degrease yourself, a term that I created. Once you degrease yourself and begin to inject yourself into an environment where the women are feminine, then those women are not only going to gravitate to you, the men are going to gravitate to you as well, because now you're setting standards, because men do things based on standards and men do things based on principles. And that's what it's all about, guys. It's all about principles. It's all about standards. And it's all about men living their lives on their own terms, man. So I'm ecstatic about the movement. I'm ecstatic about the good men and the good women that have invested in me. I want to send a special thanks to all the people that have been with me on this journey. I could have never imagined, started last year. When I started this journey with the kosher clinician, it was very stressful, very taxing. A couple of times, like, man, I'm sick of doing this crap. Because if you know anything about content creation, it's a lot of work. It's hit or miss. You got to be very creative. You got to be planning. You got to know what trending topics are. So, feeding that robot is a lot of work. And that's why, to the people that are listening now, some of you guys that are listening, you have not subscribed to the Kosher Clinician. I think once, based on my metric numbers, I think it was saying that almost 40% have not subscribed. So go ahead, subscribe, hit that like button, and share the content. When you guys share the content, we get the message out as it relates to male empowerment. Because watch this, if we empower our men, then we can turn around and empower our women to understanding what our men want. When men and women both are empowered, they become synchronized in the relationship. But see, right now, guys, there is no synchronicity in relationships because men are operating in a feminine tone. Their vibrations are feminine because they've been conditioned through matriarchal thinking. But see, once you become synchronized into your masculinity by more or less setting values, knowing what your boundaries are, then you're going to start attracting the kind of women that you want. But it's going to take work. It's going to take work of negative socialization. It's going to take work with having negative social conditioning. But once you begin to remodify how you think and begin to go to that next entry point in your life, you're going to start seeing life at a totally different perspective, man. I'm proud of you men. I'm proud of the good sisters that listen, that are trying to learn, that are trying to understand men and masculinity. Some of you sisters will get it, many won't, and it's okay. When you begin to move up into the next level of your life, everybody can't come with you. Harriet Tubman said it better than me. She said, I could have freed a lot more and did not know that they were already slaves. She was trying to lead them to freedom. But they were conditioned in their pathologies that they did not move on up a little higher. So I don't want you men to be conditioned with your pathologies. I don't want you men to be slaves of your own ignorance. I don't want you men to continue to let how you've been raised by your mothers or by your community more or less sabotage your greater future. There's a king inside of all of you, and there's a queen that's waiting for you to rescue her and to more or less have an entry point in her life with the understanding that relationships are not perfect. Human beings are not perfect. We all are broken to some degree. But once you understand who you are as an individual, once you take your past experiences and learn from those past experiences and learn how to adequately shape the future of your life, the present and the future, then you're going to start getting the outcomes that you deserve. As I told you guys before in the past, she only respects power and strength. That's what women respect. They respect power and strength. And like I said, guys, if you're not standing in masculine power, then that woman is not going to honor and respect you as a man. Shout out to Gail Nelson again. A lot of American women are already in relationships with Uncle Sam, so they, so that they treat good men like accessories or the side dude. Yes, ma'am, they do. And that's why I'm so honored, Miss Nelson, when you come on and give clarity and insight, because you are one of those few sisters that are inspirational to black men. Shout out to you and your husband and your beautiful family. Men need to be inspired. And, you know, some of you guys that are single, y'all might get in contact with Miss Nelson. She might got some of them beautiful Guyanian women for you single men that can get what you're looking for. Shout out to my dear friend Linda. That's my sister. Shout out to her. Much love to my dear friend Linda. She got that Taurus swag. She can't see them Leos, though. You know, ain't too many can see them Leos. You know, y'all be stunning them Leos, man. But of course, we the king of kings. But once again, guys, y'all can see it. You know, with this nice flat up top. You know, we bring it to y'all from, like in New York, y'all say the South, not the South, but the South, S-O-U-F. We bring it to you guys from the South, S-O-U-F, the South. So guys, I'm about to get some of this culture in a minute, man. I'm about to go out. I'm going to chop it up with my man, the Snake Whisperer. It's about 3:17. We're going to be premiering at some point. I'm going to get my swag on. So once I get my swag on, I'm going to cam up again, man. And I'm going to show y'all how Southern brothers doing in the South, man, up north. So anyway, guys, much love and blessings. Thank you guys. Just wanted to tap in for a few minutes, let you guys know what was going on. I love you, brothers. Keep grinding, keep living, keep setting plans, dreams, and parameters for your life. If you do the work, if you challenge the thought process that you're having, if you be consistent with it, you're going to get the outcomes that you deserve. You're not going to be perfect. If you fall back by the wayside, it's okay. Get back up and keep going, because watch this. There are 5 stages to change. We talk about it many times as it relates to people in dealing with substance abuse. Pre-contemplation. That means you're thinking about it, but you haven't taken any steps. Because watch this. Change takes place, guys, when the pain of your current situation is greater than the act of change itself. So pre-contemplation, contemplation, action, maintenance, and then you relapse. So once again, pre-contemplation means I'm thinking about it. Contemplation means not only am I thinking about it, I'm taking micro steps and I'm planning. Action is meaning when you're actually doing the work. Maintenance means you keeping the work going. And then once again, relapse is when you go back into that stage where you're simple. So don't get ran over on the escalator, brothers. Stand upright. Talk about funny, man. Don't get ran over on the escalator. Yeah, man. I could barely stand up on the plane, man. I'm so tall, man. Being 6'6" can be a blessing and a curse, man. I couldn't even stand up and use the bathroom, man. But yeah, man, we about to get it in, man. We about to drop, we about to drop. Frustrated 3 has been a long time coming, man. And shout out to Al Grease for all his work. The film was supposed to be released last year, but Grease is a perfectionist, man. So you guys go support the movie. You're gonna love it. The women that are cerebral and the women that are understanding, it's going to more or less refortify their thinking. The ones that don't understand men or men of color or American men in general, they're going to continue the same old talking points that these men are misogynistic. They're going to say misogyny and war and all that other kind of goofy stuff that they've been taught in college, and that's okay too. Once again, men got to live their lives. So shout out to Gail at Night. Shout out to I call it my little country. Shout out to Country Gail, man. Gail, I was up top at one point, man, and I was up, and I was in the South at one point. I would have loved to have seen you, but it's all good. But anyway, we're gonna get that swag on tonight. Me and Guapo, we're gonna get it in. Al Grease, Dr. Ron Neal, I don't think he's up here, but anyway, we're gonna get it in tonight, man. Looking forward to it. So once again, guys, you guys can see it in this beautiful flat up at NY. Doing the Leo style, I got to do it Leo style. You guys see it, this place is a little pricey, but it is what it is. You guys see it. Once again, you guys see it. I'm gonna be live in a few minutes again with my man, the Snake Whisperer, and so yeah, man, we about to drop, man. We about to drop in a minute, man. So once again, guys, I love you guys. I'm gonna sign off. Go get me something to eat. See what this food tastes like up here in NY. And I'll be seeing you guys at some point later. I'm gonna go live again, gonna chop it up with the homies, man. So once again, guys, signing off. Salute. Shout out to Tar Heel Nation. Shout out to all the brothers that have been supporting me. Top Gun, the Sniper, Gil at Night, Tim Howard, man. You guys been holding me down. I can't think of who's the other brothers. XL Pro been holding me down, and so many more, man. I really appreciate all the brothers. James Turner, he's been holding me down. I really appreciate everything you guys have done. And so I look forward to this channel growing. I look forward to using clinical concepts to more or less educate men and women about the social trends and the social tragedies that more or less confronting us. So once again, guys, thank you for everything. Who's that? Trevon. Oh yeah, what's up, Eddie Long? Look at Teron Mormon, man. Teron Mormon look like Eddie Long, man. Call him the young Eddie Long, man. That's my young homie. Teron, my little adopted son, man. I call him Eddie Long. We trying to get Teron up there, up out of America, and get him one of them fine women from Guyana, also from from Brazil. Teron will fit right in Brazil, man, with them hazel eyes, man. So we're gonna get Teron one of them fresh women, man. So yeah, call him young Eddie Long light, but he's masculine though. So I think Eddie Long used to mess with them boys, But anyway, guys, we about to sign off, man. Salute to the nation. Salute to all the people that have supported the Coach Clinician on his journey. The way you guys can help me is by sharing the content, hitting that like button, and just more or less continue this conversation about male empowerment. So anyway, guys, about to sign off. I need to get me some water. Need to get me a bite to eat. And like I said, guys, we're going to be chopping it up in a few minutes with Al Grease, El Guapo, some of the guys from BMO, and whoever else is down here in the Big Apple, man, as we get ready for this premiere of this meritorious production. So anyway, guys, signing off. Love you guys. Talk to you guys soon. Be well. All right, sign off. All right, signing off.